Welcome back. In the last lecture, we covered bank guarantees in depth, their structure, their types, and how they work. In this lecture, we look at the SBLC, the Standby Letter of Credit. It is an instrument that confuses many people early in their trade finance careers because it looks like a letter of credit but behaves like a guarantee. Once you understand why it exists, the rest falls into place. A standby letter of credit is a contingent payment undertaking. The issuing bank commits to pay the beneficiary if the applicant fails to perform an underlying obligation. Nobody expects it to be drawn. It is a last resort instrument, a safety net, not a payment mechanism. If that sounds identical to a bank guarantee, that is because functionally it is. The SBLC and the bank guarantee serve the same purpose. The difference is in the form and the governing rules. The SBLC is structured like a letter of credit. It uses LC documentary mechanics and is subject to either ISP 98 or UCP 600. The reason it exists as a separate instrument traces back to US banking regulations. For most of the 20th century, US federal banking law restricted banks from issuing traditional guarantee instruments. The SBLC was developed as the market's solution, an instrument that achieved the same economic function as a guarantee, but was structured as a letter of credit, technically complying with the regulatory framework. That history explains why the SBLC dominates the US market, while bank guarantees remain the standard everywhere else. The practical differences between the two instruments are limited. Both are irrevocable and independent. Both are contingent obligations. From a credit risk perspective, they are identical. The issuing bank carries the same exposure, whether it has issued a BG or an SBLC. The differences are in the packaging. A bank guarantee is a standalone document governed by URDG 758. An SBLC is structured like an LC, governed by ISP 98 or UCP 600. The market preference follows geography. Europe, the Middle East, and Asia use BGs. The US and energy trading markets use SBLCs. And when a demand is made, the documentary requirements may differ. BG demands are typically simpler, while SBLC calls may require specific documents depending on how the instrument is drafted. ISP 98, the International Standby Practices, is the rulebook specifically designed for standby instruments, published by the ICC in 1998. It is less prescriptive than UCP 600 on document examination and more flexible for standby purposes. In practice, however, many SBLCs are issued subject to UCP 600 instead, particularly where the issuing bank is more familiar with those mechanics. Both are acceptable. The choice is usually driven by the bank's preference and the counterparty's requirement. There are three main types you will encounter on the desk. A performance SBLC mirrors the performance bond. It protects the beneficiary against the applicant's failure to perform a contractual obligation, common in energy trading, commodity contracts, and cross-border service agreements. The beneficiary draws by presenting a demand stating that the applicant has failed to perform. A financial SBLC supports a financial obligation, loan repayment, debt service, payment of invoices, used extensively in project finance and structured finance transactions. The commercial SBLC we discussed in Lecture 11, where the buyer's bank provides payment security to the seller under open account terms, sits in this category. An advance payment SBLC performs the same function as an advance payment guarantee, protecting the buyer's advance if the seller fails to deliver. In the US market, the SBLC is the dominant instrument for virtually all guarantee-type functions, both domestic and cross-border. In the energy and commodities markets, sellers of oil, gas, and metals routinely require SBLCs from buyers as payment security. The instrument is fast to call and clean to document. In project finance, SBLCs are issued by sponsors' banks to cover obligations under project agreements. And in trade, commercial SBLCs are widely used to support open account relationships, particularly across US-Asia trade corridors. Direct and indirect issuance follow the same logic as bank guarantees. US issued SBLCs frequently need to be reissued locally in markets where beneficiaries prefer domestic instruments, with the same cost and beneficiary preference dynamics we covered in Lecture 11. The SBLC is a bank guarantee in LC clothing. Same function, same credit risk, different form, and different governing rules. The distinction matters for market convention, governing rules, and how a call is documented, but not for the underlying credit assessment. In the next lecture, we go deeper. The legal framework behind BG and SBLC demands how to handle a call in practice and the structures you will see in complex transactions.